This is an example of a reflective workbook that was used at the Griffith Business School. You'll now hear from the course coordinator, Dr. Sue Ressia, on some of the benefits and also some of the limitations that she experienced using the system.
Hi, my name is Susan Ressia and I'm the course convener for Employment Strategies in Action. What was really good about it was the fact that the reflective journal is an assessment item that can be used post completion of the course, and they can use it in their professional development and as a tool for them to reflect on in terms of what happens in their professional practice post-graduation. So a very useful tool, and also as a way of talking with future employers about some of the practical work that we did at Griffith in the capstone course.
Further positive feedback included that the system was simple to set up and that the workbooks were easy to create. The teaching team also had access to the workbooks across the entire teaching period rather than just at a point in time submission. Links were built into the learning management system, in this case Blackboard, and it was really easy for students to be able to log into their course site in their learning management system and be able to access their PebblePad resources through a direct link within the LMS. There was time in class for students to be able to complete their reflections, and tutors were also on hand to assist. There were iPads for students to be able to access if they didn't have their own devices. The teaching team really loved the feedback feature, so when they were marking and reviewing student work in Atlas, they were able to leave feedback that students could then either reply to or take into account when they're completing further reflections. This reflective practice also set up good work habits for students, which modelled use in professional practice. There were some things that the teaching team and student cohort faced as difficulties, and part of this was also getting to learn and use a new system. So things like spell check may not have been turned on people's browsers, so that was a perceived issue. And also in a new system, students were fearful of losing their work. However, once the saving habit became ingrained, they were much more comfortable with that side of the system. Some of the concerns were some of the limited formatting options in the response boxes. So there's not the ability to leave first line indents, for example, in referencing lists. And also at the time of use, PebblePad was not integrated with Turnitin, so there was no plagiarism checking at the time. Also, with using a new system, the teaching team were used to downloading assignments for the moderation process, which they are not able to do through the Atlas system, so they developed some other workarounds. This can also be overcome by allowing any moderators to be included in the workspace, and then they would have access to the students' submissions. Overall, the academic was very happy with the way students engaged with this reflective workbook and has continued to use PebblePad in her teaching.